Hello and welcome to another video. My name is Nikola Petkovic and I'm a property consultant here in Dubai with over half a decade experience. In this particular video, we'll go through the quarter 2 of 2023 Dubai real estate market report. So some of the points we will go through the video is individual months throughout quarter 2, such as April, May and June. Then the full quarter 2 stats, top 5 performing areas, sales per price point, off-plan versus ready ratio, inflation rates, interest rates, effectiveness of those interest rates on the market or on the purchase amount, and the 2023 versus 2022 year-to-date stats as well. So starting from April. In April, we had 8,050 transactions throughout the Dubai real estate market, inclusive, of course, apartments, villas, commercial, and plots. 80,550 transactions is actually a 16% increase versus April of 2022. Within those, we had 6,175 transactions of apartments only, which represents 36.8, almost 37% higher numbers than April of 2022, which was already very high and the market was already booming heavily. Now the sales value of those apartments, 6,175 apartments transacted, is 11.4 billion dirhams. We also have 1,315 villas, which is actually 28.7% less transacted units than in April of 2022. And we have a sales value total of those 1,315 villas, which is 5.5 billion dirhams. When it comes to commercial and plots, as you can see, we have 254 commercials valued at 400 million, and we have 306 plots which are valued very high at 9.1 billion dirhams. So throughout April, we had again 8,050 transactions, which are combined value of 26.5 billion, and the value itself represents 46.1% increase versus the April of last year, 2022. The next month is May. May was the strongest pretty much ever recorded back to 2014 and before levels. 11,757 transactions in May only, which represents staggering 75.9, almost 76% increase versus the month of May 2022. So in May only, we had 8,862 apartments transacted, which represents 88.4% increase when it comes to apartments solely compared to the May previous year. Total value of these transactions regarding apartments only is 18.7 billion dirhams. We had also 2,014 villas transacted, their total value 8.6 billion, and the number of transactions represents 40.3% increase versus the May of 2022. Then we had 403 commercial properties, which were valued at combined value 762 million, 110% increase versus May of last year, and 478 plots, which are valued at 6.2 billion. So combined throughout May, this spectacular month for Dubai real estate market, we had 34.2 billion dirhams worth of overall real estate and properties which have been transacted, and that is 87% increase in value, monetary terms, versus May of previous year, 2022. Regarding June, in June, we had 10,457 transactions, which is 18.5% higher number of transactions compared to June of the last year. 8,207 apartments, approximately 40% higher than June in 2022. And these 8,207 apartments have combined value of 17.4 billion dirhams. 1,488 villas have been sold, which is 31.9, basically 32% less than in June 2022. The total value of these villas transacted is 6.8 billion. Then we have 268 commercials, which are worth 474.5 million. And we have 494 plots, which are valued combined at 5.8 billion dirhams. So in the month of June, we had 30.4 billion of total transactions, which is 34.6% higher than June of 2022. Now we come to full Q2 report, so combined. Let's see what's going on there. In entire Q2, combined, we had 30,264 transactions. Now, this 30,264 transactions is actually 2.1% less compared to previous quarter, so quarter on quarter compared to previous quarter, which is Q1 in the same year, 2023. But it is 34.8% higher than Q2 of 2022. Now, another interesting thing here, even though we had 2.1% less actual transactions, the number of transactions, if you look at it down, it is actually 2.8% increase quarter on quarter when it comes to the actual value of those transactions. Meaning, we had 2.1% less number of transactions, right? Quarter on quarter, Q2 versus Q1 of the same year, 2023. But since in this quarter, Q2, we had 91.2 billion total value of these transactions, the value is 2.8% higher than the total value of Q1. So even though fewer units were transacted, they were actually more expensive units, so we had actual higher value of actual transactions. And the value represents 54.4% higher than the Q2 of 2022. Now, back to the actual stats about the apartments. 23,244 units have been transacted in Q2, which is 1.4% higher quarter on quarter, so compared to Q1, and 54% higher than Q2 of 2022. Total value of these apartments sold in Q2 is 47.5 billion. Then we also have villas, 4,808 units, which actually represent approximately 20% less when compared quarter to quarter, so compared to Q1, and 12% less compared to Q2 2022. Now, the main reason here is that we actually didn't have as many launches as we have had through the previous months for the actual villas, right? But combined value of these villas is 20.9 billion, so almost 21 billion dirhams. When it comes to commercial properties, 925 units transacted, 4% increase quarter on quarter, and 30.6% increase when compared to Q2 of previous year. Their total value 1.6 billion dirhams. Now we come to plots, which are very popular. As we can see, 1,287 plots have been transacted, 18.7% increase quarter on quarter, and 8.2% increase when compared to Q2 of 2022. These plots have a very high value as well, so the total value transacted is 21.2 billion dirhams. With that, let's check also top 5 performing areas and how they were moving throughout the second quarter of 2023. So first, when we look at the volume, the number of the units that are actually transacted, then we see the first place is taken by Dubai Marina, which has well over 3,000 transactions in only that particular community, followed by Jumeirah Village Circle, also over 3,000 transactions. Then we have Business Bay, we have Dubai Hills Estate and Al Tanaya Fifth, which are all below 2,000 transactions there. But let's see how these areas change when we switch them to value. The difference again between volume and value, volume would be the sheer number of transacted unit, and the value will be the price points of those units transacted combined. So we can see the complete domination here by Dubai Marina, which has slightly over 12 billion dirhams worth of transacted property in the Q2 of 2023. So as you can see, the highest value of properties by far have been sold in Dubai Marina. The second place goes to Business Bay, third Dubai Hills Estate, then Jumeirah Village Circle, and back to Altanaya fifth. And you can see approximate the values that those apartments have been transacted to in total. Now we go to look at the price ranges of the properties sold. So this is for the complete market, which is ready plus off-plan units. We can see in blue below 1 million, 35% of all transactions were below 1 million, 26% of all transactions between 1 and 2 million. When it comes to range of 2 to 3 million dirhams, we have 16% of all transactions. 3 to 5 million, it belongs 13% of all transactions. And properties which are value more than 5 million dirhams take total 10% of all transactions in quarter 2 of 2023. Now we take a look at off-plan only. So you can notice some of the changes there. Now we have less actual units which are transacted below 1 million. They fall to 32%, which is basically 5,022 transactions. Then we have in a range 1 to 2 million, we have 28%, which will be 4,375 transactions. Now 18% of all transactions in off-plan only again belongs to 2 to 3 million range, and that's 2,893 transactions. When it comes to the range of 3 million to 5 million dirhams in off-plan only, 13% of all transactions, or 2,142 transactions exactly. And we have then all units that are at 5 million and above, total 9%, which is 1,457 of all transactions. Off-plan has been still dominating the market, as you can see by volume and sales value as well. So 55% of all units transacted belong to the off-plan market, and the value of those units sold is also higher because 58% of combined value from all units sold throughout the quarter 2 belongs to off-plan market. Now we come to inflation, which is still roaring around the world, but it's better, at least according to these official stats that we can get, than it was, although it is still very high. And many people, including myself, believe that it's actually higher than what's officially stated here, especially what we can feel on our own pockets, right? But inflation is still very high, and interest rates have kept increasing throughout the world, including here. In the previous quarter, if you look at that video, you will see also that we have reached above the level that's highest recorded here, and we went one step beyond as well. At the moment, from the Central Bank of United Arab Emirates, the rate is 5.15, which again is the new record of the highest interest rates we've ever had in United Arab Emirates, right? Now, as always, people would think that that would affect the market, as it is supposed to. Any economist would tell you that. But look what's happening with the actual mortgages. Mortgages are heavily increasing. So even though we have the highest recorded interest rates, mortgages are still soaring. So we have 8,009 transactions based on mortgages, which is 38.1% higher than quarter 2 in 2022, when the interest rates, as you can see, were far more favorable. And the value of those mortgages is 32.8 billion, which represents 29.2% higher than same quarter 2 of 2022. And with that, for the end, we'll go through the year-to-date stats of 2023 versus 2022. So you can see here that in this year, we had so far 63,729 units transacted, which is 41.5% higher than previous year, 2022, up to the same mark, so end of quarter 2. and we also had the actual value, monetary value of those units transacted at 187 billion, 187.6 billion dirhams, which is 53.6% higher year-on-year change. So basically, in this year and first two quarters versus the last year, 2022, first two quarters. The year of 2022 was already extremely good, and the property market was already heavily booming. Now, of course, you can check those, even the 2021 annual report here on the channel, as well as a lot of property reviews, in-depth property reviews of different attractive projects. So make sure you check out the channel, subscribe if you haven't already. If you find it interesting, share it with someone else who might find it interesting. If you're looking for an investment here in Dubai, you can always contact me. You have my contact details in the description and in the pinned comment as well. And with that, thank you very much for your attention. We'll see you in the next video. Thank you.